Welcome back. Today I want to look at the considerations when buying a freehold going concern. Just to recap, a freehold going concern is when you're buying a business, and with a business comes the plant, equipment, fixtures and fittings and goodwill to operate that business, but you're also buying the underlying freehold land or the real estate and the buildings that go with that business to operate it. So some considerations when you're looking to buy a freehold going concern. Because it's such a big purchase, you need to be really sure that you're either experienced in the industry you're looking to buy into, or that you're well researched and you're very sure that you want to be involved with it. Like I said, it's quite a big purchase because you've got that real estate component. Location of the land, location's everything. It impacts both the value of the land but also the value of the business. And when you're buying a freehold going concern, the performance of the business is usually one of the greatest drivers of the underlying freehold investment that you're buying, because usually the rental return or the rental return that could be derived from the performance of the business directly drives the value of the freehold investment. Sometimes the underlying real estate or the value of the real estate sort of outgrows the value of the freehold investment that is supporting the business, such as in a coastal or touristy town when the land's say right on some water, or the council just rezone the land and the land becomes a lot more valuable. But typically speaking, the performance of the business will drive the rental return, which then drives the value of the underlying freehold investment. So location, really important. The land and buildings, you need to consider the land and buildings. So are the buildings, are they up to good, are they in good working order? Is there room for expansion on the land? Is there much work that needs to be done on the buildings and the land? We always suggest that you obtain a building and pest inspection before buying, and also make sure that the buildings are up to code, local council codes. For example, if you're buying a motel and there's a pool fencing, is the pool fencing up to our current standards? Because standards and codes do change, so you want to make sure that's all checked out. Like I said before, the business and the freehold is linked together, the values of. So a change to local council laws, roads, zonings, etc. can impact on both the business value and also the freehold value. And likewise, a new competitor coming into town that could be in a better location, newer, brighter, etc. So you want to check that sort of stuff out, and just any changes in the local economy. So is there a current attraction which has been there for the last 5 years which is going? Are there fly in, fly out workers which are going to impact the local business, etc. So you just need to check that sort of stuff out. Consider the business performance and when you're looking at the value of the freehold going concern, and then check against comparative sales. So there should be comparative sales, there should be industry norms. This sort of stuff will all build up to the value, and also what we've been talking about, location, etc. So check the business performance, get at least 3 years of financial data, sit with an accountant, go through, try and understand how the business is performing, and like I said, check that against comparative sales and industry norms. Stamp duty will be payable on the freehold land. We suggest you check this state by state though, because stamp duty is a state-based tax. But in every state, I think you'll have stamp duty on the land. You may also have stamp duty on the plant and equipment. So just check that out with your local solicitor. Will be able to help you with that. Finance. So banks on a freehold going concern, typically speaking, banks will lend up to 70% of the value. So that means you'll need to have at least 30% in equity, perhaps plus a little bit more for working capital when you actually get into the business. And then when you do get to contract stage, and this here obviously is a way down the track at the moment, we're just talking about things to consider, but it's really important when you do get to contract stage, you'll need to consider the split between the freehold land and also the business. So usually that will be driven by the vendor, but you'll really need to check it and push back. It's something that you both need to agree on. So get some professional advice around that from your accountant and also solicitor. Thanks for watching, and all the best.